So I got all the floor cross braces in here as well as the roof. It's all done here now. It's all welded in place. Even using the extra space with got the welder mounted in there now. Starting to work on the other side. Took all the rest of the flooring out, the original flooring up on the this side of the wall, except for right up by the driver's seat here. I got to do that yet, but the rest of it's all out. What a job that was. I got another video where I was taking that the first part of it out. Forgot to upload that. I don't know whether I'll bother or not. It was a lot of work with not a lot of progress. Anyways, it's done now. So I'm starting to work on the other slide out on the passenger side. Got the cross pieces in. They're just sitting there right now. Gotta wait till I can get till payday when I get some more. I'll get the wheels for this side as well as the rod ends and stuff for the swing arms. So I'll do that this weekend when I get paid. For now, I'm just putting the 2-inch square tubing along the bottom here, and then I'll start building the outer wall. Just have it all clamped in place, and then when I get all the rest of the parts, then I'll just assemble it all. Anyways, that's where we're at for now. I don't think I'll bother filming this other side much. Just something that's different. There's no point in, I've already filmed how I did this side. This one's going to be exactly the same. No point in doing it twice. So anyways, that's it for now. Starting on the framing for the slide out from the passenger side. All the outer framing in place, horizontal in. Continue on with it tomorrow. Here's a shot of it from the outside. And tomorrow night after work, I'll continue on it. As long as I haven't killed Dad first. Work him to death. Now they're as far as I can go on the passenger side slide till I get some more wheels and what else do I have to get? Oh, some other hardware. I'll get that tomorrow, and then continue on. The framework, the framework is all just sitting in here. I'll tack it all up when I get a little further along. What it looks like from outside. It's all just clamped into place here now. Virtually the same as the other side, but a little bit shorter. Kind of screwed up here. There isn't really any reason to cut right through. I'll just cap it, but put a piece of stainless over top of it, but there isn't really any reason to go all the way through there. Here I needed to, of course, because that's where the slide mechanism for this side is going to be, but this one here is just the tail end of the one on the other side, so it really didn't need to come through, but oh well, it's one of those things where you live and learn. And that's the other one that's the slide there for this side. Anyways, there we go. Once this is all done, then I'll start working on the door there. Measured it all up tonight. I'll probably put a 7-foot door in, 84-inch tall door in. Looks like it will work pretty well. Alright, that's where we're at for now. Okay, so today I am building some swing arms to support the inner edge of the slide out cage. So those forward parts there when the slide out's in. At this point, I've got a couple of pieces of 1.5" tubing supporting that end, but that's obviously not going to work for sliding it in and out. It's just supporting it right now in the place it needs to be. It's on the outside. It's supported here by the 2 slide out mechanisms, but that only supports the outside edge of it. So the inside needs to be supported as well. So 2 ways of doing that. I don't want to have anything rolling on the floor, so you can use wheels or rollers. I don't really want to do that. It's going to have hardwood floor, and I don't want to have it rolling back and forth across the floor and marking it up. So that's the easiest way to do it, but I'm going to try and build some swing arms to support this as it swings in and out. So I'm going to use, I have some 1/2" steel pipe and rod ends. Some sorry. Oh man. Bearings. It will actually be wheels, and yeah. So I'll kind of, as I build this, I will make these little videos. If it works, that's great. If the idea ends up not working, well, then I'll post this anyways, and whoever else does this knows this isn't the way to do it if it doesn't work. If it does, great. Anyways, so that's where we're at for now, and I will just continue making these as I go along. Okay. Okay, so I thought I'd show you where we're at here now. This piece here, made up, will weld on the end of the lower edge of the slide out there. That's 1" by 2" square tubing, standing vertically, runs along the leading edge of the lower part of the slide out there, and this will weld on the end of it, one on each end, with the and then this 5-foot long tube will attach to that, and then on the top end of that will be this little axle setup with that will be in a channel, and that'll be in the upper part of the bus frame there, that upright that's right there. And then this tube here goes into here, and we have another, where are we at here? What did I do with it? Huh. Lost, oh, there it is. Lost it already. This other rod end will go in here and attach to the lower end, and I'll show it how it all works here when I get it working. And so what I did here is I took some solid bar stock, drilled and tapped it, pressed it into the end of this tube. That's what I'll do for all of them, and then I'll just plug weld them in. And got the other end done already. This one has a stud on it. These ones are going to be female thread, so don't worry about that. And then I'll thread it all together and mount it in there, and I'll have to probably take a fair amount of time to adjust it all up so it works, so all the geometry is right. But one of the critical things when you're doing this to measure up is that when this is out, the angle from this tube to this tube cannot go over 90 degrees. If it goes into over 90 degrees, it'll lock in place and it won't retract, or it won't come back again. So you have to make sure your geometry is all right, so that when it's in its extended position, this dimension never goes over 90 degrees. And so that's about the most critical part of it that I've been able to figure out so far. There might be more to it as I go along, but at this point, that's what I've come up with as one of the critical dimensions. Anyways, I'll continue on and take some more videos as we go. Okay, so there's the first shaft made up. Just plug welded one of drilled and tapped this puppy. Piece of 5/8 round bar, round stock. Press that into the tube here. Plug welded it. Ground it. Anyway, so this one's all ready to go in. Just got 2 more of these to do, and then I'll go install it. All right. Well, here's where I've gotten to in the last couple of weeks. Slideout's back in here now. Got the outer wall on the other side done. And it's taken a little longer than I had anticipated, but it's one of those deals when you design as you go. Sometimes it happens like that. So this one, the cage is pretty much finished. Hang on a second, I'll go up inside. So as I had in one of these other videos that I've stitched into this, that's the outside wall on the passenger side. It's done. I haven't done anything more with that or the framework on the bottom. I have got all the roof and you know the cage for the slide out done here. It's the last segment of this. I had the slide out. It's in now. And here's the, I don't know if this really shows up because there's not a lot of color to it, but this is the inner support that I'm building. And this is taking longer than I had anticipated. The idea is working, you know, it's going to work fine, but just the details are taking a little bit longer than I had hoped. Let me get this out of the way. So it's a mount here. It's pivots. This is spherical rod ends, and of course I showed how I did that in one of the earlier segments. This is just all assembled here. This point here may end up being a problem. Never really thought it through all the way, which happens occasionally, but this point here may end up being out too far off center from here, and so that adds leverage to it. And I'm not sure yet whether the jam nuts on both of these ends here are going to be able to compensate for that, or I may have to put a different rod end on there with a different just modify this here so that it's more in the center, so there's no you don't have a leverage problem. So it's mounted here on the forward edge, and the weight is transferred to that point back down to there, and then this point up here right now is just clamped in place. The little wheels and axle and everything that I had shown on the previous segment here on the bench are now in here. I just have to build the track for it to run in here. So I'll do that next. This is just been feeling kind of rough the last few days, so I haven't really done anything with it. So yeah, that's where I'm at for the. It's taken me 2 weeks since my last video here to get this far, which is you know, quite a bit behind what I had anticipated, but I'm hoping to get this finalized this weekend. It's Tuesday now, so I'll try and work out on it here. Hopefully I'm feeling better tomorrow, and I'll work out here after work and spend some time on this. I want to get this one, all the geometry exactly right and working, and then I'll make up the other, the one for the other end, and then the two for that side, and I'll finish that slide out. So I probably won't get that far this weekend, but hopefully I can get this one all working smoothly. And it's not that far away from it. It's just going to take a little bit of time to work out the last few details and get it working. The slide, or the track that this has to run in, I don't know if you can see the chalk lines. Okay, there's the upper one there that runs from there at the top down to, and I guess the chalk mark is pretty much in this lower position now. So the chalk from there to there, which is about 14 inches. So I just have to make up a channel to capture that axle and wheel assembly, and it'll slide up and down there as it goes in and out. And when it is all the way out, these two arms here are vertical with each other, right back in this point here, and it supports the weight of the slide out really nice in that corner. So it just sits there really nice, exactly where it needs to be. I just need to fart around with the track and the length of this. And one thing that's nice about it is with these rod ends is you can just thread them in and out to get the exact length you want, and then lock them in place. So that's working really well. It's just a matter of getting the exact length. That's just a matter of trial and error. So I'll work away on that here in the next day or so. The only other concern I have, and that's, we'll just have to see how it works, I think it's going to be fine, is how rigid this piece of pipe is, and whether when it's sitting there holding the weight, whether it will be rigid enough, or if it's going to bow. Near as I can tell, that rod is going to be under tension, not compression, so it should be fine. But I've said that before lots of times and been dead wrong, so yeah, it's just a matter of time will tell. Anyways, kind of gives you an idea where the slide out's going to sit when I'm traveling. There's going to be 22 inches between them, so fat guys are going to have to turn sideways, but 99% of the time their slide outs are going to be out anyways, so should be fine. See, there's where the floor comes to when the slide out's in, and the other one is going to be the same 36-inch slide as well. I had toyed with the idea of narrowing that slide up so that it was maybe 32 or 34 inches, but we'll go with the 36. Anyways, I'll continue on as I start feeling better. More to follow.